And welcome to the episode of DIOTALK. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guest of the evening is an actor. He's in the new film Bonds of Grief, produced by Junito Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, you're warm welcome to Akil Logan-Haye. Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Dio?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy to be here talking to you. See what you've been up to. I recently saw the film Bonds of Grief. Your part, which is almost at the end, or the end where they're in that inner circle, was amazing. That whole scene was
Yeah,
amazing. So kudos to you, man. Kudos to you.
I agree. Thank you so much. Shout out to Zay and the team because they did
Yes.
wonders for all of us, to be honest.
Yes, yes. How was your experience recording that?
The recording itself, it was very efficient, very thorough. They gave us the space just to feel safe because there was so much heavy stuff being discussed. And I think that was what was so important, making sure that everybody felt comfortable because it's so easy to feel overwhelmed. It's so easy to get lost in in grief itself, and just that ambiance. And because the whole ambiance is so heavy, it was just great for them to be like, okay, if anybody needs a breather, just let us know. We can stop. We can just take a break and come back to it whenever we feel ready. And it was just great to be given that grace as an actor. It was good. It was very efficient.
Yeah. The whole movie was great. It sent out a great message to the
Yeah, I agree.
world. So it's very efficient and powerful, in my opinion.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. What was your first initial thoughts when you saw the movie for the first time? The whole thing, the whole shebang.
Oh my God. I've never seen myself on the big screen before. So that was something incredibly different. That was the most I want to say that was the most moving part, but no, I think the most moving part was actually seeing the story itself and how it came together, because when you play such little parts here and there, or when you just play one part specifically and you're just in one scene, you never know how the rest of it is going to come together and how you fit into his overall plot, in a sense. Even though you have an idea how you fit in, you it was just great to see the total picture. That's what I loved about it the most. So it was surreal. It was surreal.
Nice, nice. Was this your first film that you ever acted in and partook, or have you
No,
done others?
no, I've actually done a few. Yeah, I've done a few so far. This is actually my first year taking acting extremely seriously.
Yeah?
So yeah, so it was just great to see myself on the big screen in the first year. I think that's the best way to put it. But no, I've been in a few films because I worked behind the scenes a lot. So I jumped behind and in front of the camera a lot.
I know
A
you
lot.
mentioned you're a producer, you're a writer, you're getting everything. You're in the whole process of it.
Yeah, I just started my production team. Everybody can look out for it. It's called Poe Productions.
Nice.
PO. It stands for Pursuit of Excellence. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes as well.
Nice, nice. And you're also in film school, so congrats on that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. It's a process.
No, yeah,
It's
man, I get it. I just finished one of my many semesters of college, and I had to take a film class because I'm doing journalism,
oh,
media, and I had to take this class which I love because it's all about movies and discussing films, the image, damn, miss something like that. It's a French term. I can't remember the name of it, but you dissect the movie from lighting to scene to
oh,
sound, just dissecting the whole movie. So I get what you're saying. It's a journey.
it is. It's a big journey. And the crazy thing about it, my school specializes in like stage plays. So it's
Okay.
incredible to do stage work and then transfer it onto film but so many of us there are just like film students, you know. So
Yeah.
you got so many directors and actors and producers. It's incredible to be surrounded by so much talent.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's especially in Philly. Philly has tremendous up and coming talented filmmakers and
I agree.
writers. You know, you have Zay, you have I can't remember his name, the gentleman who wrote Bonds of Grief, you have
Right.
Franklin Henao. So there's so many inspiring individual coming out like yourself from Philadelphia, which is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a very underestimated city.
Hmm.
It's just filled with some incredible talent, and I feel like it's so underestimated, especially in like the film world. And I think it's because we're so close to New York, you know. It's so easy to just get washed over
Yeah.
by
I
that
mean,
wave.
I think if Philly starts making its own Hollywood and this
Mm.
whole thing, if the city is able to overcome the gangbang and the violence, you know, and
Completely.
truly embody the meaning of brotherly love,
Mhm.
you wouldn't need New York. People wouldn't need to go to New York. People wouldn't need to go to Los Angeles. You know, it's like Atlanta. Atlanta that they're creating the new Black Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
Everybody's going to Atlanta, right?
yeah. Crazy, right?
Hmm. Which is well
Crazy.
needed. It's well needed. It's about
Yeah.
damn time.
No, it's true. And originally, I grew up in the ghetto, and we're always taught you have to start with your community, and you
Hmm.
can do so much within your community just to build it.
Hmm.
Um, it's crazy how Atlanta actually took that literally,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
that that um that just those opportunities for people. I think that's
Yeah.
incredible, man. Philly should do the same. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it takes more than one person to obtain
absolutely.
that vision, but it's not impossible. It's not
Not at
impossible.
all.
It'll take time, dedication, but I assure you it'll be worth it. It just has to come, overcome that obstacle,
I agree.
and and even Atlanta had to overcome that. It still is going on over there, but they in some way or form that for the opportunity for building what they are building now, they had to overcome something, and that's what they're doing right now.
No, I completely agree. I agree.
If you can you tell us what films you worked on or you came out in,
Oh
just to give them a
yeah,
quick shout out?
yeah, of course. I've got a film festival coming up in August actually, and
Nice,
it's Playhouse West Philadelphia film festival.
born
Anybody,
and raised.
yeah, go check it out. I've got like two films in there or three, who knows? But I've been in a few. I don't know if anybody knows any. Wrap It Up is this incredible comedy where we take we take a film and we made a film within a film, and
Mm.
it just turned into this beautiful comedy of but there's this drama in there which is just great. I've been dramedy seems to be drawing me in all the time. um I've been in a lot of student films because I just feel like it's a great place to start for actors.
Yes,
um
yes. Listen,
but what
I don't even cut you. I tell people all the time, if you're starting your own film company,
Mhm.
stop wasting your time. And if you don't want to waste money, go seek out students who are in film school because they get a grade for doing a film.
Absolutely.
So why not use them and their resources? Because
Absolutely.
essentially that's what you're doing, right? Take
Absolutely.
that and create a film.
Absolutely. And they're
Now,
incredibly
mhm.
talented. I feel like people sleep on students all the time. Like they're talented beings. A lot of them are so talented and they have the equipment. Why not
Yeah,
use them?
yeah. I think people just sleep on talent and they sleep on themselves because
Absolutely.
even there's some individuals like Zay, for example, or Franklin, they didn't go to film school. They learn the craft on themselves. I think it's more along they sleep on themselves because we got to understand we're evolving in a sense in the world that we don't no longer need studios.
Yes.
If we had the right support the right ideology, the inspiration, we could create that all ourselves.
Absolutely.
And this is what you're doing with your new company.
Oh, yeah, thank you. The crazy thing about it is I feel like a lot of people in this world, a lot of us are very impatient and we just want success right now. And
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people miss the fact that the same way it takes forever for you to go from 20 to age 30,
Mm-hmm.
but that maturity in between, like you wouldn't have gotten that without experience,
Mm-hmm.
you can teach yourself so much and life will teach you so much.
Yeah.
And you have to be so patient while you're cooking. You feel
Mm-hmm.
what I'm and
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel like that's what a lot of people sleep on most. It's not even themselves. It's more like they jump into something and they're not immediately successful and they're just like, even if it's immediate to them is like 2 years, they've been like, no, I've been at this 2 years, it's too
Yeah.
long.
It's because we live in the world of instant gratification. I've mentioned this numerous of times in the podcast, and we're like, now, not recently now, but a year or so, pandemic, everyone was like, you want to make $100 million, or you want to make, drive this Lamborghini.
Mhm.
Everything was promoted as it's quick.
It's quick, quick,
It's
quick.
quick. And I think you have to, in whatever you're doing, whether it's film, podcasting, media, you have to fall in love with longevity.
Absolutely.
You have to
Absolutely.
you have to go through the motions. You have to understand that if you want it to build quickly, it's not going to last long.
No. And it happens for some people and it's crazy. I admire the people who get it quick and can maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people get it quick and they got it quick and they didn't learn how to hold on to it, how to
Mm-hmm.
build, how to keep it. And so they fall apart so quickly. So I admire the people that still get it quick and
Mm-hmm.
realize, wait a minute, I need to hold on to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people SHIT on people who suddenly wake up and say, I want to be an actor, I want to be a producer, I want to be a director, because they feel as though, how dare you step in my lane and just think you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
But I admire it because at the end of the day, we all need to find our own path, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say you can't wake up tomorrow and decide you want to be a writer and start writing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to start somewhere. And it's incredible that people are chasing down what they
Yeah.
want to do in society.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
mean, it's a definitely a definitive perspective, right? Because some have the I don't know, they just have it in them and just wake up and they can do acting. They can
yeah,
write. It just wakes up in them. And for those who have done it for so long, it's just like it's anger because they had to go through it. There's no how do I put this? There's not, there's no blind eye, and we're like there are people that are talented.
yeah,
There's no deny that people get sometimes where they're at because of hard work.
absolutely.
But and I say this repetitively, and I always say this, if you're obsessed with something and you're willing to go
I,
through what you
I
need to
heard you
go,
say that.
right?
Hmm.
Go where you need to go. Do what you need to do.
Yes.
Obsession will beat talent and hard work any day.
I heard you say that in a previous interview that I was watching of you. I heard you say obsession would take you so far, it would take you wherever you need to go.
Hmm.
And it's crazy because I remember like I used to listen to Nicki Minaj back in the days.
Yeah.
And when she was in like her mixtape days and she was coming up, she started off the mixtape once by saying, at the end of the day, talent is good, ambition is good,
Hmm.
right? And your connections is good. But at the end of the day, it's about who won it the most.
Hmm.
And that always stuck with me because it's like that is obsession,
Hmm.
You become obsessed with something, you want it so much. You're gonna do whatever you have to do to get it. And a lot of us, we won't cross that moral line. But at the end of the day, when you're obsessed, it's like opportunities is your breakfast, lunch,
Yeah.
and dinner, you know?
Yeah. But also, like, obsession doesn't mean, passing any morals line. It's what you're willing to do, how much, if it's like if you're trying to get if you're at a job and you're trying to get promoted, you have to be the first one in, the last one out. It's
Absolutely.
you have to outwork everyone,
Absolutely.
and once you're willing to like I've told this story several times, but I'll say it again. Like my first jujitsu competition, I love jujitsu, right? I tore my ACL, and for me, people like, but you could have just ended it, tap out, do something, right? And end it. But for me, it wasn't like that. For me, is I needed to push myself, and I've done this with numerous of things in my throughout my life, and we're like, it wasn't for winning or losing. It was more, how far am I willing to go?
Uh,
Yeah, I tore my ACL, but I finished that damn match.
that's what.
I walked out. I walked out by myself, just like I walked in. But like I needed to understand my point of view, and we're like, because once you understand that,
Yeah.
it gets a lot more easier because you understand. Okay, here it's like chess. I'm not sure. Like I can't play it for shit, but I love chess. It's like every move counts.
Absolutely.
Every move
Hmm.
counts. So you're more decisive. You've gained experience. You know where do you go. Now you're just looking at the playing field and see what's next and how can you get there.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I agree. It's crazy that you mentioned just intentions, because that's how I approach all characters. I think about their intentions because that's your driving force. Like once you figure out your intention, it's a crazy little thing. A door just opens that just
Hmm.
tends to blow you away.
Hmm.
And as an actor, I think that's it's such a good thing. It's such a good thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's you have to give yourself up in order to portray what you want to show.
Absolutely.
And I think that this is why you have such amazing actor. Heath Ledger when he became the Joker.
Mm,
There's a lot of actors that like I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's like stay in character as they're filming. Just even if they say cut, they'll stay in act and
all right,
that
bro.
form. It's
Yeah,
super annoying, but that's what you have to do. You're a storyteller,
absolutely.
and one of the things that people don't understand is to be an actor, to be a filmmaker. That's a privilege.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
you like you mentioned earlier, you grew up in the ghetto, difficult parts. You know, waking up early to go to work. That that's 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 hard.
it's the grind.
Yeah, providing for your family, that's hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paying your rent, that's hard. Acting is a
Absolutely.
privilege. So when you come at to act and enter this artistry, you have to show nothing but love and respect and always be a student to progress your craft.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the blessing though is being able to watch your surroundings, being able to watch life itself, because as an
Yes.
actor, a lot of actors say you won't succeed at being believable if you're just watching other actors. You have to be able to watch life.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like to even endure so much,
Mm-hmm.
like you say, waking up early. I remember there was a point in my life I couldn't afford to go to work. And
Oh, bro, I've been
I,
there.
I used, I used to start work at 7 a.m. Now I'm not a morning person, but I was so dedicated to go get that money. I would get up at like I think it was like 4:40, and I'll do everything in 20 minutes. Leave out at 5 o'clock because it took 2 hours to walk to work. And then I
Jeez.
would do that. I would do that shift, and I'll be walking, taking my 2 hours to get back home. And you would do that constantly. But then I got into like performance, right? And I remember like I would be hitting up the DJ like, oh please, like work. I'm still trying to get out of work. Just hold down the stage for me, like don't end until I get there. And I remember like I would be running from work just to, just to get to a stage show, like legit out of breath, stopping because I couldn't afford to take transport, or it wouldn't take a bus to go where I wanted to go. It would take forever and a day. And I remember I would just be running to get to places. And it's like things like that sit with you, because it makes you realize your work ethic and your determination to get anywhere in life.
Yeah.
And I think no matter what profession you're in, you need to watch life and see what people do. Like, for example, if they're a shy person, do they stay in the house every day? Like, what happens when they step outside? Do they think before they step outside? Are they just standing there as though they're looking at a bed of ocean? Should I step? Shouldn't I step? You just have to watch life constantly, and I think that's the blessing, to be honest.
I agree. I agree though. You become more happier and
Yeah,
more understanding
absolutely.
of life when you realize it's not all about you.
No, I agree. I agree. Empathy is a crazy little thing.
Yeah. And
Uh,
realize that you're not the main character in somebody else's story.
Absolutely.
You know?
That is that is key. That is key.
So
And there's
like,
so many people struggling with so many things in this world, and entertainment, any form of entertainment just
mhm.
opens that window they need of courage and just forces them to like be more. And I think that's a beauty.
I think with that it's the constant need of perfection. And
Mhm.
this is what really affects people's mental, is where like everything needs to be perfect. But how do you know what is perfect if you've never been there? It's
Absolutely.
like you had a job and they constantly criticize you to do this, but if you never done it, how would you understand? If they've never seen it, how would they tell you what they need?
Mhm.
So therefore you gotta make a mess. You
You
gotta
gotta,
make a mess. You can't be afraid of failure. You can't
not at
be
all.
afraid of stumbling. And that's what social media has a big thing to do with that. Because what they show you is perfection, filters, emojis, all this shit that's going on. And
Absolutely.
like that's essentially what it is. We want a perfect world, and we're not meant to have a perfect world.
I agree. I
You
fully
know?
agree. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I'm learning as well, especially as an actor, is to be patient. Like really be patient with life and understand that you are gonna mess up, And you're not always gonna deliver, you're not always gonna achieve, but you're carving out your own lane. And that in itself deserves credit and appreciation from you, especially as in you yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody needs to learn to be very patient with themselves.
Yeah, and it's hard.
It's very hard.
It's hard because when you're struggling, when you're in need, when you're in that desperation, when bills gotta be paid, when your kids gotta eat, it's hard to stay like that. It's hard,
Absolutely.
but like how many times my I've gotten that notice of where I can't pay my mortgage? Plenty of times. At the beginning, yeah, I was stressful because it was the first time. And then, fuck it. God will not give you something you're not able to handle.
I agree.
That's the the best thing. This is where like mental health is wealth, like your shirt, right?
Right?
But it's like for me it's different than the regular person. For me, it's like, okay, my struggle is like, what's my worth? Am I contribute? Am I valuable? Am I, the best thing a person could be is useful. That's my
Absolutely.
struggle, right? Like mom wasn't there, dad wasn't there, they never called. Me, it was just me alone, myself. Growing up, I was always alone. Okay, let me try a family. But nobody told you once you finally get your family that would hurt so much,
Hmm.
because you have to understand that you can't control everything.
Absolutely.
People have to, learn and make their own choices. You can't do it everything for them because the more you do that, the more you create chaos and create distance between one another, right? So like, that's for me. Like, and my biggest trouble is like 3 years in the making. Am I with this platform that I created for individuals like yourself? Am I, yeah, I wish I could make money. Fucking shit. But my whole responsibility is my obsession is, am I doing the best that I can so that people could believe in themselves? Am I giving the right platform? Am I saying the right things? Am I connecting with them? You feel me?
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
that's my sole purpose, and that's the difference between somebody like me who has my struggle with mental health versus somebody in modern society who just, why don't they like my picture? Why does this not look perfect? Oh, I don't got money to buy me those damn Jordans. It's consumption versus there, I had the word, versus influence, or being useful. Am I useful enough to inspire you to continue despite of the hard days and difficult nights? If I inspire you to keep following your dream and know that one day you'll make it. And because it took so long, it'll be even longer established. You feel me? I'm sorry, I'm gonna ramble on.
No, no, no. I think the great thing about it is hearing you talk about your purpose and really acknowledging one that is God, that God plays such a part. Two, I think without even you saying it, I don't think you realize, like mentioning you had no parent, but when discovering your family, you had to step up. I feel like a lot of people in this world, they don't realize that you have to be the example that you didn't have. You
Mm-hmm.
have to make your own definition of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have to define what a husband is in your mind, what a father is in your mind. Like, do you get what I mean? And
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I feel like even that as well, it feels like such a burden. But in this life, your task is just, in my opinion, is really to carve out that lane for yourself to inspire others to
Yeah.
be themselves. And in that process, you just have to truly realize how much redefining you have to do, because
Oh
this
man.
life, this life just it will really stab you, just
Mm-hmm.
stabbing you with what their definition of perfection is.
Mm-hmm.
Really have to say no. Like, this is my definition. This is
Yeah.
what I stand for. This is what I want to do. And I respect if you want to be over there wondering who's gonna like your picture. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I be over here with 10 times less people than you have over there,
Mm-hmm.
inspiring the people that I need to inspire, because at the end of the day, mental health is wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we have a duty. We really have a duty.
And it's difficult, especially when you're the pioneer, when you're the first,
Absolutely.
like, it's difficult when nobody has ever had what you're willing to offer, what you're
Absolutely.
willing to do, where you're willing to go, when you're willing to say, what you're willing to represent. It's insane. It fucks up your mental health.
A lot.
Fucks it up.
A lot. You know, I wanted to wear the shirt as well, because I feel like with what Zay and Steve and just everybody, Frank, everybody who collaborated on this, every single cast member, every crew member that contributed, I feel like the movie itself, to me, it represented this burden on our mental health. This just this unspoken stigma to immediately heal. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm,
immediately
mm-hmm.
after anything, we shouldn't be talking about it. We don't want to talk about it. Let's just heal. Let's stay on our own, heal, and we got this. And
Mm-hmm.
then you're faced with this sad truth that, to be honest, in order to get through things, you will have to talk about it. You will have to come
Yes.
up. these people. You will have to come across these people who will motivate you to step out your shell, or to step out this fishbowl of just sadness, and depression, and find that light again. And I think that was what's so beautiful about Bonds of Grief.
Yes.
I I thought that was what was so beautiful about it, to actually sit down and understood in how many ways people can suffer from grief,
Yes.
and just acknowledging that in order to grow, in order to move past it, you're gonna need, sadly, you're gonna need
Mhm.
to express yourself, and you're gonna need that. It's not even validation. It's just
Hearing yourself say it,
and
you
that
know?
empathy,
Hmm.
that empathy to understand that, okay, we're all suffering in our own ways. Your grief is not any worse than mine. We just live different lives, and we take it differently. And the loss of, for example, the loss of your sex life is just as important as the loss of a kid, because maybe you don't have a kid.
Hmm.
We're grieving. It's just two different parties, and maybe I can't relate to what you're grieving to, but I see that look in your eyes, and I know that look,
Hmm.
and it's like together we can break this wall down. We can get through it.
Yeah. That's what like I say like that ending right there was my favorite part because it defined grief in so many ways, so many
Mhm.
forms. From like said sex, the loss of somebody, or somebody who's about to die, or the sex, or I think somebody, her husband's not sexually interested in her anymore. Like there's so many ways and forms of why you're sad, why
Absolutely.
it hurts.
Why you're depressed, why you're heartbroken, just why your world seems to be falling apart,
Hmm.
I think the beautiful thing about the absolute fantastic thing about the film is that in the end they still tag on that rope of hope, you know?
Yeah,
Like, and despite all this, you can find some degree of joy if you continue. I think that was what the main message was, and it was a
yeah,
beautiful
you
message.
can. It's like at the initial of the movie, like they talk about grief as a giant ball inside a box, and throughout time it gets smaller, and when it hits the walls, that's when you cry. But there is hope if you're able to talk about it, get it out. If you get it out and find those who are willing to listen,
Mhm.
because it gets tired to talk about the same shit over again. Some people are very judgmental and like, oh
Yeah,
my God, I couldn't hear this so many times, but it's that's what it is. You're trying to overcome something that it takes time to get out your system.
I agree. I agree. And I felt so blessed playing Daniel, because the way it was written, it was very clear what he lost, obviously,
Hmm.
but it was filling in his backstory and why that loss was just so burdening to him. It was just so fantastic to play him. I loved it. I
No,
loved it.
it was amazing. Everyone in that, like that's I think that's why that scene was so powerful because you didn't need a whole movie for their individual through telling their monologue. They're telling
Yes,
their story and everything
yes,
just connecting with one another,
yes, yes.
which was astonishing.
I know, right? You saw that we won 3 awards at the
Yeah, yeah, congrats. Yeah.
shout out to the team. They did wonderful.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
it's a really it's a heartwarming movie with a great message, and
agree.
I can't recommend it enough.
Thank you. Thank you for watching, Dio.
Yeah, man, I was one of the first privileged to watch it before you guys
I
watched
know,
it in the gr- in
I
the in the in
know.
the screen, and it was
I know. I saw from the other interviews. I was like, you're
yeah,
so best.
it was good. It was good. It's like, that's another thing I keep saying is Zay has this thing for drama, man. He's really good at it. He's really good at it, and Steve is really good writing it too. So, and Franklin as well.
Oh,
But
They're a powerful team, man. They're a powerful team. It was everything from start to finish was just well executed. They kept up with everyone. They made sure everyone was aware of what's going on constantly. They made sure that we were comfortable doing certain things, and just the wardrobe and the placement of people and things. It was just beautifully crafted, man. Credit where credit is due.
yeah, yeah, man. It's every time he puts a film together, he gets better and better, and
Mhm.
he if he continue, he has greatness ahead of him. Just like
Absolutely.
many all of you.
Yeah,
Continue
thank you so much.
practicing continue practicing your crafts and continue investing in yourself, which that is key. That is
Thank you.
key,
Same to you.
yeah.
Keep inspiring, you know?
Thank you, thank you. What's next for you? You got anything in the pipeline besides the um the summer what's you said it before?
I cannot lie to you. I have so much right now. It's unbelievable. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to God for the work because it's interesting to say you're going to take something so seriously and for so much to happen in
mm,
such short time. Because I'm like, we're not even halfway through the year, and I already felt so blessed. I can't count how many films I've been in, how many sets I've been on. Like, I really can't. So it's been amazing. So yeah, I've got
the film festival. There you go. The film
yes, I've got
festival. I forgot it.
I've got, I've got, yeah, I've got film festival coming up. I think I have two films I'm working on before the film festival even comes up. Yeah, and that's in August. The film festival is in August. I've got two films I'm working on before the film festival. Um, and then Jesus, if I get a vacation this year, that would be amazing. But I'm just working on knocking out films to be honest.
Boom,
And
there you
everybody
have it.
on socials to find out more.
Boom. Busy is good, man. Busy is
Yeah,
good. So, kudos to you, man, and keep doing it. Keep
thank
following
you.
your dream, first of all.
You
Keep
too.
practicing your craft and
You
don't give
too.
up, you know?
I advise everyone as well to really believe in a higher power, whether it's the universe or God, just believe because I set out this year saying I wanted to take this seriously and I want to be in music videos and I want to do more podcast interviews and here we are. I really said that. That is crazy.
Well,
So it's keep
from your
believing in your
from
heart.
from your mouth to God's ears.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
before we go, please tell the people where they can find you at.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at underscore Logan Hay. That's LOGANHAYE. On Facebook at Akil Logan Hay, and that's AKIL. Give it a space, LOGAN hyphen HAYE. Also, website for my production team, POE Productions, drop next month. Yeah, it drops next month along with socials as well. What else do we have going on? Check out my socials just to see what's going on. And this shirt you can get from Resilient Brand in Philadelphia. Yeah, it's great. Like, check out everyone.
Boom.
And check out Dio, y'all. Always come back to Dio.
Boom. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go follow him. I already did. Go support him. Go share his content. Go get that awesome shirt. And just show some support. That's the best you can do. Show some
Absolutely.
support and share his content. Make sure to go to follow me at Mr. Inspire10 on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, Mr. No, Dilmar King Diaz. Make sure to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, DIOTALK TV. Remember, like and subscribe and share. This is how we're able to support and uplift all these amazing actors like I killed right here. Yeah, guys, go to my website, dreaminspire10.com, get my merch, and have a good night, guys. I'm out.